Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have to tell you that on the one hand I'm excited about this video, and on the other hand I'm a little nervous about this video. And the reason why is because, as the description or the title of the video shows, it's my mid-year wrap-up. Now, I wasn't able to make my video at the end of June, early July, to reflect what I did the first half of the year, but I'm able to make it now. So when I was compiling my notes, I thought it just might be easier to tell you where I am until now. So this video will include everything up until today, which is Monday the 29th. Depending on my editing, the video will go up on the 29th or 30th. So that's what we're going to do. January 1st, 2019 until July 29th, 2019. This video is going to incorporate my stats for the first half of the year, graphs, charts, grids, and whatever other information I can use to clearly tell you what I've read. Now, I'm just going to get started, and I have notes in front of me to help me to sort this out, and so I'm going to just jump right into it. As I mentioned, up until now, being July 29th, what I have read is a total of 303 books. Now, my reading challenge for 2019 is 365 books, and that reading challenge is on Goodreads, and I will put my Goodreads goal link in the description box below. In the description box. Now, I'm going to pop up on the screen a smooth line chart which shows where I am at right now from 303 books to my goal. Now, I've been thinking for about a month and a half, 2 months, whether or not I should change my goal to 500 or more. When I set my goal back in December, I wanted to set it for 2 books a day, which would have been 730 books. But time and unforeseen occurrence hits every single one of us, and if I did a 730 book goal, I would have been trying to read 2 books a day. So upon reflection, going into the month of August, I'm glad that I didn't set that goal, because I'm reading about a book and a half a day. And there are some days when I read very little, and there are other days where I may read 2, 3, or even 4 books a day. But it's averaging to a book and a half a day. And I don't know if I have a grid to show that, so I'm just going to move on to my next point. Now, as I mentioned, I was thinking about changing my challenge, and so I probably will go to Goodreads and change that challenge to 500. I think that's a good round number that I can work with. Now, what I read for these months that this video is incorporating is a total of 102,433. That is 102,433 pages read this year. Now, that breakdown for 300 books, or 303 books, that averages up to about 8,536 pages a month. Now, I have a couple of things that I can share with you to show you how this breaks down. And the first thing and I am flipping through notes, and you are going to have to bear with me flipping through my notes for this video. The first grid that is either already, I'm not sure where I'm going to place it in the video, but everything will show up on the screen while I'm talking to you. The first video is a bar chart that shows the pages that are completed each month. And that chart should break down like this. In January, I read 16,625 pages for that month. In February, I read 19,185 pages. In March, I read 13,950 pages. In April, that was 12,673 pages. In May, it was 10,518 pages. But June jumped up to 17,003 pages. and July so far is 12,479 pages. And as I mentioned, that breakdown is 8,536 pages a month. Per day was 536 pages a day, and I don't think there's a graph or a grid to do the page breakdown, but if there is, I'll pop it up. So for January, 536. For February, 685 pages a day. For March, dropped down to 450 pages a day. April was 422 pages a day. March was 339 pages a day. June was 567 per day. And then this month here, I'm at about 403 pages a day. So that breaks down my per day as far as pages per day, pages per month, and what was the other one? Pages per month and pages per day, and then the average, and then the whole figure of over 100,000 pages. We're going to move on to the books read, and I do have a couple of grids that I can share with you. The first one that I'll show you for the books read per month is a bar chart that basically says books completed per month, so that bar chart will pop up on the screen. I also have another chart that I will try to squeeze on this side of the screen. I can't actually point, okay, right there. I'm going to try to put something right there. What I try to put there is for January, that was 44 pages per month, books per month. February was 55 books a month. March was 42 books a month. April was 39 books a month. May was 32 books a month. June was 50 books a month. And so far in July, it's 40 books a month. This averages to about 25 books a month. I think that the average may be right, it may be wrong. I didn't make the average, and the graphic will be on the screen, and this is the graphic that I hope to put on the screen, and that's the breakdown right there. Moving on to the average rating, and let's see, I do have something. I have a bar chart that I can pop up that shows the bar chart rating, and it's an average of 4.4 stars per month. Now, I know that I rate high, and I'm going to tell you why there are so many 4-star books and several 5-star books for the year, I think 50 or so. And the reason why is I curate my TBR. I do this by selecting favorite genres, favorite authors, and following several series. And when I say I select, I go to NetGalley, Edelweiss, emails from my publisher, and books that are sent to me by publisher. And then I go to my library and Hoopla and other places, and I will break that down in a moment. And I grab connected series. Because I'm reading things that I like the genres that I like and the authors that I like, I have a fairly good chance of reading books that I'm going to enjoy. I thought about something. Let's say I selected horror, or fantasy, or erotica, or paranormal. Okay, we'll just go with those 4. Those aren't genres that I read. So because I don't read those genres, I don't know that I would enjoy those books and put myself in the mindset, in the world, in some of those books. And if I can't do that, then it's going to take the pleasure of reading away. And if it takes the pleasure of reading away, then it's going to lower that goal. That average. So I don't know what other readers, reviewers, and bloggers do per average, but that's my average, and that average works for me. Okay, we are nearing the end of this wrap-up, believe it or not. I just have a few more things to show you. And I want to show you actually one more summary goal chart, which I may have already shown that. And basically it just shows what my goal was for the year and where I am now. And actually I don't think I've shown this goal chart already. So yeah, I'm going to pop that up. And basically if you look per month, you can see what my goal would have been per month and what I'm actually reading per month, and how now I have surpassed that. So I guess I should go like this. I have surpassed my goals per month, my books per month, according to the goal that I originally set. And because I've done that, that makes me 90 or so days ahead of schedule. I think Goodreads will tell me how many books I am ahead of schedule, but I didn't pull that stat up. When I change my goal to 500, those stats will automatically change in this whole graph system. Oh, by the way, at the end of the video, I am going to put a collaboration screenshot to where in the world this fantabulous, yes, I know that's not a word, where this superb spreadsheet came from. But we'll talk about that in a moment. The last few things I want to show you are 4 pie charts. The first one is pages by genre. And as you can see, the most read genre are mystery thrillers, my favorite category, or my favorite genre. And adding to the mystery thriller in this pie chart would be psychological thrillers and cozy mysteries. Those are my favorite genres, and that's why it takes most of that pie chart. Another pie chart I'd like to share with you, and that's the physical versus digital format that I read. As you can see, by far, I'm reading ARCs, which are advanced review copies. And that is advanced review digital copies make up the majority of what I read. And I think I actually printed something else, and I'm going to grab it. Let's see. No, I didn't print it, but I think I'm going to show it on the screen, because I am reading several physical copies that I get, from publishers. For example, I show these in my video. So I do read some physical books, but by far the majority of them are digital. The next pie chart I'd like to show you is the location of which is where, or the source as to where I get these books. Now, these sources come primarily, as you can see in the green, from NetGalley. It takes up by far the majority. And I think it was something like 224 NetGalley books for the year so far. And there's some Edelweiss books in there, but it's a very small sliver in that chart. The pink part of the chart shows published books, like I just showed you. And then you see in orange that which is the third largest category, which are library books. And then smaller slivers in that pie chart are the audiobooks that I get. And I get them from Audible, Kobo, Hoopla, and Audible, Kobo, and Hoopla primarily. And maybe 4 or 5 from 2019 came from Scribd. And I think that's basically it. But a quick one I may show you is acquisitions by publisher. And I kind of like it because it's pretty, actually, isn't it? Because it shows all the different publishers that I'm reading from. It does show you, however, that Bookature, I think I have read more from that publisher per month than I have others. But another publisher that I read a lot from is Forever. But as of, I think, the beginning of July, I was whitelisted, which is getting all review copies from certain publishers like Berkeley, HarperCollins, Kensington, Bookature. I was already whitelisted with Bookature, Kensington, and maybe 6 others, but now I'm with HarperCollins, Berkeley, Macmillan, St. Martin's. So I will be reading a lot more from those publishers going forward. Believe it or not, that's all the stats, figures, charts, graphs, grids, pie charts, whatever that I wanted to show you. But the last image that I want to incorporate in this video is the, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going by memory, is the collaboration list of booktubers and others who put this incredible spreadsheet together. And I'm going to pause the video and turn it right back on because I want to say the correct names. Okay, I turned the video back on and I don't know how smoothly my editing will be, so just full disclosure, I'm just putting this part at the end of my existing video. And the reason why is I wanted to grab my phone because I want to give credit where credit is due for this 2019 reading spreadsheet. This was created by Brock Roberts. Now, on the screen, before I paused or shut the other video off, you saw a bunch of names, and I think there was 20 or 25. I'm not going to name everybody there, but I do want to give special attention to Brock Roberts, and I also want to mention two other names. I would not have found this video if it weren't for Giselle Bradley, who I don't know where she's been, and I may try to pop her a message. But around, I think, February, end of January, and part of February, maybe even going into March, Giselle was doing Sunday videos, booktube videos, showing how she used the spreadsheet. So it was because of Giselle that I learned about the spreadsheet. And in Giselle's video, and if I'm successful in finding it, I will link her in the description below. She pointed me to Brock, and that's how I got access to the spreadsheet. But one name that I'd love to see on the spreadsheet is April Sarah. Yes, she was a collaborator of the spreadsheet as well. I do want to give full credit to everybody there, and like I said, I will try to find a way to link as much of this in the description box below. And I think that brings me to a close. So thank you for listening. I hope that I was clear and to the point, and that you get to see what I read for the first part of the year. You've seen my wrap-ups, you've seen some of my TBRs. I was doing Friday reads, which I haven't done for a couple of months now, so you have a fairly good idea about what I read and what I am going to read. Alright, I will be back with more videos. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.